Today we're going to be replacing pulleys on the E46. It's also a good opportunity to replace the water pump if it has any play. Also, you can replace the belts. I'm going to start by removing the air duct. I'll pry the pin out a little bit. Then you can use some needle nose pliers to pull it out the rest of the way. Once you have the clip removed, it just pops right out. Need to unclip this plug and remove this plug from its housing. Next, you'll need to remove a Torx T25 holding in the fan shroud and also a rivet clip. If you removed your fan before, you should be able to do it with just a 32mm wrench. If you haven't, you'll need a fan clutch holding tool. The nut is reverse threaded. Once you break the nut loose, you can spin the fan off. Be careful not to drop it. Roll both the fan shroud and the fan out at the same time. Next, you'll need to use an 8mm hex to tighten the bolt inside of the tensioner to release the belt. Make sure to take note of how your belt routes. As you can see, I've already replaced the idler pulley. It's quiet and doesn't spin. It's quiet and does not freely spin, whereas the tensioner pulley is loud and spins freely. Sounds like a roller skate. That's when you know you need to replace your pulleys. If you're replacing the AC belt or the tensioner pulley that goes with the AC belt, use a 16mm socket. There's a nut on the tensioner at the bottom. Use that to release the tension to remove the belt, and then a T45 socket to loosen this bolt to take the pulley off. If you're replacing the water pump pulley or the water pump itself, use a 10mm socket to take the pulley off. Then there'll be 4 more 10mm nuts on the water pump itself. Loosen remove those, and then you can pull the water pump out. This is the upper tensioner pulley. Removed it with a 8mm hex. It's right in there. This is for the hydraulic tensioner. When replacing the tensioner pulley, make sure that the washer fits on this way. Thread the bolt in. Then tighten it. When replacing the idler pulley, use a 16mm socket. Loosen the bolt, pull it out. When replacing it, there's a notch on the back. Make sure to align that before tightening it. Now you can see none of the pulleys make any sound, and they don't freely rotate or spin. Once you're finished, make sure to route your belts the same way and put everything back together. When replacing the fan, thread it on by hand and then spin it until it's till it's tight. No need to tighten it with a wrench because it'll tighten itself.